It's the 2 Minute Hacks Podcast with your hosts with the most, Tony and Lavelle, every morning from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. We also have Queen Watkins with Clock That He. Tune in with us and have a great time. Let's talk about it right here. 2 Minute Hacks Podcast. Top of the morning to you guys, man. Happy Thursday. It is Thursday, right? Yeah, I think it is. Sometimes my days be running together. Yeah, happy Thursday, man. February 12th, man. 2 days before Love Day. Um, guess we'll do something special tomorrow since we won't be on Saturday for Valentine's to all the lovely ladies. So, yeah. 2 Minute Hacks Podcast, man. My guy Tony, I guess he got something going on. We're going to keep the party going. He just jumped on. He just jumped on. And he says it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Tony May, Bill Salter. Move you over here. Get out of place. What's up with it?
I can't call it.
I can't call it. I can't spoil it. Yeah.
Where's my cord at? What's going on, my good people? I was in there having a conversation. My wife said 2 minutes.
Oh.
I said,
Yeah, I just did the PowerPoint. I didn't get a chance to upload it and do all the time, so I had to do this so fast. Yeah, man.
I don't even know what the topic is.
What your beautiful wife came up with last night? I mean, yesterday on the call, allowing grace. What it really means.
I put my spectacles on so I can see. y'all know we are ill prepared today. We both.
Yeah, I sent you.
I had a long day yesterday, bro.
Yeah,
might be even longer today.
I get it, bro. And I'm
good morning. All grace is needed for this morning, especially for Cat and White Knight Gods, Grace.
It's something that happened over the night, man. Something.
Yeah, man. I ain't even.
Yeah.
I actually, man, want to talk about tomorrow, if possible.
Mm-hmm.
We'll deal with it tomorrow, but yeah. So when allowing grace, what it really means. Allowing grace, what it really means.
Yep, it's a more to it, but you can put out of it in the subject matter.
Yeah, that just sounds like a lot to unpack.
It most definitely is.
Why is it critical for relationships?
Yep, that's the other part of it.
Yeah, why is it critical? I think that's probably the most important question.
Mm-hmm. But
why is it critical for relationships?
It jumped right out the gate, ready, Doc. I'm telling you.
Why this conversation matters. Relationships are breaking down everywhere. People want grace for themselves, but perfection from others. This determines whether relationship heal or harden. Let's just look at this. Relationships are breaking down everywhere. Part of my conversation tomorrow is going to be about should married couples, and we talking about regular married couples, live in two separate houses.
Yeah, I think we talked about that a long time ago before we even got on stream, y'all.
Yeah, we hit on this.
Mm-hmm.
But this has resurfaced again.
Mm-hmm.
What's her name? Had a interview. What's the little young girl name? Uh, uh, the one who boyfriend almost split up with her about Usher feeding her a cherry.
Dang. I know you're talking about. I just can't think of her name. Yeah, I know you're talking about. I can see her
Anyway,
face.
she had an interview, and her interview was basically saying that she would rather have her space in that. They can live down the street or whatever. I was like, what? So relationships are breaking down everywhere. People mindset, bro, about relationships.
Palmer. Mayo said Kiki Palmer.
Kiki Palmer, yeah.
Yeah.
Kiki Palmer. And in relationships, man, people's thought process around relationships are entering a whole new dimension.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Michelle.
it's coming up with all kinds of new stuff. And social media is idolizing a lot of new stuff. And so this is why grace matters when we're talking about this conversation, because these relationships are going more crazy. They just breaking down everywhere. Even this morning, as we woke up this morning, drama was unfolding about somebody who got caught cheating at a bar and grill or something.
At Side Street Grill.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Relations are breaking down everywhere because we don't have enough grace. We're not allowing enough grace in our relationships.
Mm-hmm.
People want grace for themselves, but perfection from others. Come on now. How you gonna want you want your person to show you grace, but then from them, you want total perfection. They can't F up nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
They want total perfection.
Right.
I don't understand where this narrative came from, like of wanting grace for yourself, but your mates and everybody else gotta, they just gotta be perfect. I don't understand it, man. Like, help me to understand it. It goes to what we was talking about yesterday, talking about our expectations, man. And we have some of these unspoken expectations, and we want people, like, when we mess up, when we don't do what's right, or when we say the wrong thing, we want you to be understanding and show us a great, okay, baby, it's okay. But as soon as they mess up, because you want them to be perfect, you don't show them the same grace and patience.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what is that? Hypocrisy at its best.
And it is.
You want something that you ain't willing to give yourself.
Mm-hmm.
How do you want something from somebody that you're not willing to give?
Right.
Good morning, Zoe. Queen, what's up, Queen? I'm trying to make sure I ain't left nobody out.
Mel and Zoe, it's it.
Monka said people want grace for themselves and perfection from others. Ooh, yep. Mel said that's what I was sharing as I spoke. Monica Mays, hey, love you, miss you. I might make this a quota status, man. Okay. I just want to make sure I ain't miss nobody. But how can you expect perfection from me but want grace for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all got to help me this morning with this one. Monk, do y'all think there's a such thing as allowing too much grace? I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no because I think it's essential, and I think is a such thing as allowing a person to just go too far.
Right. That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Just go too far. But when you're talking about grace, come on, man. Let me pull up what grace is, because I want us to understand.
The definition is in the PowerPoint.
Oh, okay. See, I ain't even got that far.
Yeah.
I ain't even got that far.
Yeah.
Let's see what grace is, okay, and what it's not.
Mm-hmm.
Grace is not weakness or avoidance.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, listen, y'all. Grace is patience without denial.
Mm-hmm.
Grace is patience without denial.
The third one though, Doc.
Yeah, I was trying to let y'all meditate. I was trying to let y'all meditate on this one.
Let it marinate while you meditate.
Let it marinate. Grace is patience
without denial.
Without denial. So that means you got so this goes back to what Monica just asked.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a such thing as too much grace? I don't think there's a such thing as too much grace, but I think you can't be in denial about the stuff that's going on.
Right.
Oh. Grace is love that leaves room for growth.
Mm-mm.
Okay, say that the wife does go out and cheat.
Mm-hmm.
Had a weak moment and cheat, or the husband had a weak moment and cheat.
Mm-hmm.
It should you allow some grace there, or should you just say, "No, it's over"? Maybe that's a tough one because a lot of people there. That's probably a tough one.
I won't let them answer because I had my thought.
That's probably a tough one because you know, because I think a lot goes in there. Has this person been doing this repeatedly doing this stuff over and over again, or was it truly just a weak moment one time, something happened and move? So I guess you would have to look at that. But let's find something else because that may be a little too tough. Let's
It might keep dying. That's a good thought process right there, Queen. I'm finna look at what's the difference between grace and forgiveness. I think it's very close to.
Can you hear me now?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, my main mic died. So
it's gonna put it in a spiritual more context, more so than
what you talking about? You talking about
she was saying what she was using for an example was forgiveness, and I just said what's the difference between grace and forgiveness, but it's giving more of a spiritual context of it, from biblical.
Yeah. The real meaning of allowing grace, seeing humanity without weaponizing flaws, choosing understanding before judgment. And I think if you look at even that scenario I just gave y'all. If you choose to try to understand maybe why a person did what they did, because let's just be honest, everybody don't cheat just because they just want to cheat. There's some other underlying issues going on.
Absolutely.
And now, if you come to the conclusion that he or she is just a dog, after you ain't no logical reason, like you giving it to them all the time, they doing it, ain't no other reason, then you know that's different.
Mm-hmm.
He might come say, "Well, baby, you ain't been doing that. I mean, it's been 6 months now. You ain't did it." And then she might say, "Well, I've been going through this. Now I ain't know you were dealing with a medical issue because you ain't talked to me. You ain't told me nothing."
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just saying, or it could be the vice versa. He has been suffering with some ED type thing going on. He's scared. He just don't want to share, or embarrassed about sharing that with his spouse, not getting it. And she feeling like, man, he ain't showing me no love. He ain't giving me no love. Blah 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 blah. And she go out there in the heat of the moment and bam.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. Let's see. Azon, good morning. Azon, you out of the hospital, bro? You doing all right?
Everybody wants to know.
Queen said you have to forgive someone for hurting you in that form, because you can't just call it a mistake or accident every time. That's why I said a one-time thing. I ain't talking about like if a person is repetitively doing the same thing over and over again, that ain't no accident or no mistake.
Right.
They doing what they do.
Yeah.
It's just so much grace you can give for BS. Yeah. And that's why we said, don't be, you can't sit there and be a fool.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Right.
You can't sit there and be crazy about this. Is going on, this continuous. Y'all have had conversation. Don't be no fool.
Mm-hmm.
Ms. Gwen said there's a thin line between continuously giving grace and being used, i.e., taking your kindness for weakness. See,
yeah.
Let me go back to the slides, because we all saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Grace is not weakness or avoidance. It don't mean you weak or that you're trying to avoid the situation. You have a little patience, and your grace allows you to have some patience without being in denial.
Mm-hmm.
So that there's going on, but you got a little grace, but then you go over there and say, look, this has repeatedly happened.
Right.
We're not talking about where you just haven't grew personally, because grace also is love that leaves room for growth. And we're not talking about personally, you haven't just grown personally. We're talking about you out here just effing up consistently.
Right. I looked it up. I asked it to look up from a therapist perspective. It said from the therapist perspective, the difference between grace and forgiveness lies in whether the focus is on relieving the victim, forgiveness, or extended unmerited favor to the offender, which is grace. While both promote healing, they operate differently. Forgiveness acknowledges a wrong and releases the emotional debt, while grace is an unconditional offered in proactive acceptance that allows for human imperfection without demanding restitution.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
Man, I like that.
Yeah.
Why grace is so hard to give? Why is grace so hard to give? I think because if we look at it in terms of the scenarios that Queen just gave about people just messing up over and over again, and I ain't just gonna come to give you grace for the BS, or Miss Gwen saying, hey, you ain't gonna keep doing the same thing, taking my kindness for weakness. So if you look at it in terms of that, it's gonna be hard for you to give grace, right? Keep giving grace, but it requires some humility.
Mm-hmm.
It removes that moral high ground, that high ground, of morality that we have, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm just, my moral compass is way up here. Well, grace would allow you to remove that moral high ground.
Mm-hmm.
Unresolved pain limits grace.
Mm.
If you have
that kind of goes into what she's saying.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a lot of unresolved pain, that's going to limit the amount of grace that you even have for people, period.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be hard for you to just give grace because you still have so much pain that you're dealing with, that you haven't healed from.
Mm-hmm.
He said, yeah, he's out. I'm okay. Okay, just glad I'm out. Queen said, if you call yourself dating someone or being serious about them, you have to communicate. Don't expect someone to read your mind if they're communicating. Read your mind if they're communicating. Saying, I want the D and no explanation about why you can't give it. That's a problem. Let me know if that's me or you, or we need some toys or something. Say something. I'll move around on accident. Now they ain't gonna move around on accident. But I think, like you said, Queen, if we are having those conversations about what's impacting our relationship, what's going on, what's wrong with our relationship, what's going on. If we're having those conversations, we can better deal with the issue at hand. But since we're not having those conversations, then it is what it is. People gonna do what they do.
I just think when it comes to grace, I think we've mentioned it once before that a lot of times in relationships, we just want to give up so fast. We ain't got no type of stamina, no type of wherewithal to say, hey, man, look, regardless of what the situation is, nice. I'm not forgiving anything as far as what act you do, but a lot of times we just want to say, you know what, man, forget it. I ain't, especially in these new relationships, I'm out. That ain't how they work. You know what I'm saying? You just want to
give up on relationships way too quick now. Like, they ain't got no patience, no grace, no resolve. It's just let's get it. I'm gone.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of y'all here, to be honest with you, when you think about the situation that everybody talking about, keep trying to allude to, hell, you could tell on the damn picture when they got married, they knew they weren't supposed to be married anyway. Hell, both of them act crazy. So we're gonna leave them alone here. A thin line between love and hate, Memphis edition. Did he freeze up? Is he still talking to me? I think his internet done froze. Come back, Tony. He might have to come out and come back in. Yeah, him froze. There you go. It blocked him out. Like he was gonna really say something. Monica said, I agree, grace is unconditional, but I also think it can be abused if allowed. I agree. What's up, Vaughn? If I don't get no grace, I'm going out to eat with the side chick. You so stupid, bro. And Azon said true. Yeah, he did freeze. At this point, we need another live podcast. Man, Blue, it's so much stuff going on. It's crazy, man. Yeah. Ms. Gwen says, but today people often jump into relationships that they never should have been in the first place. I just said it, which makes it easier to give up on. Absolutely. Because, I mean, y'all ain't did no type of bonding, no type of nothing, just, jump into relationships for the wrong reason. And we had already had a podcast once before where we talked about when it comes to, serious relationships and a marriage, it's like 30 things why people get married, and then none of it got to do with love. So, just with that being said, by itself, it's crazy. Try to see if Tony gonna jump back on. I'm gonna start back on the PowerPoint because we're gonna mess around. It's gonna be a part 2 because I think we got we didn't even get all the way through it. But I think we left off on why grace is so hard to give. It requires humility, It removes the moral high ground, and unresolved pain limits grace. That's the last thing we talked about. Yep, money kept her there. Mm-hmm. You go my word again. Grace versus accountability. Grace without accountability enables. I think that's what Monica was alluding to. Grace without accountability enables. I mean, you doing the same thing, and you ain't worked on the situation. You ain't tried to evolve or move better. So I mean, why should I grant that grace when you're not being accountable for your actions? And it's a lot of folks that's saying that they grown, ain't moving like they grown. We so quick to throw around, I'm grown this, I'm grown it, I'm grown this, but you ain't acting that way. Oh yeah. Yeah, I think I said y'all were getting worked on yesterday, and he had to jump in the car.
Aye.
Guess who's
Y'all
back?
hear me?
Uh-huh. I'm on grace versus accountability. You can hear us? Hear me, brother? Let's go ahead and say this powerful grace without accountability enables. Grace without growth is the stage for a continuous circle. Yep. Queen, what you talking about? Queen Walker's YouTube. Thanks for me. Okay then. Trying to let Tony get back situated there so we move forward. This conversation right here must have been meant to have, Miss Monica, because we was about to get into that thing. You about to get it together.
I can't hear.
That's why I asked you, could you hear? Can you hear now?
Nah, I still can't hear that.
Yes, sir. You can't hear now?
I can't hear that.
Mm-hmm. You got to get on your tablet or something? I said, until Tony returns, how much grace do you think occurs in relationships? I think it depends on the relationship and the individuals. I mean, I think everybody has a certain amount of work that they've done on themselves, and because I think first of all, in order to grant grace, you have to be an individual that moves a certain way, that has a certain type of spirit and love that you move in. And I ain't talking about being dumb and or being ignorant, but just you move a certain way that you understand that, hey, I messed up too. I mean, because again, you just don't want nobody just run over you. But at the same time, I just think it's just like Monica said, daily grace. But at the same time, I just think it just depends on the relationship and the people, and depends on what those scenarios and those things that they went through. But I think it's probably giving a whole lot. Depends on what's going on as well, because I think some stuff just deserve grace. And when you really think about it, because some stuff we major in minor and we minor in majors. We just make stuff be so small. I mean, be so big. We magnify stuff that shouldn't be magnified.
Absolutely. Can you hear me?
Yeah. I
Okay.
agree. Yeah.
Yeah, so I've been listening. I caught the last few minutes of it. So I guess Xfinity just sent me a text message that they're working on trying to enhance our internet over here. So they just sent me a text message to say that the internet is down. So that's why it kicked me off.
Right.
But I can almost, when you talk about grace, is there a connection between grace and accountability?
It is.
And so, who was they talking about? Oh, Latangela saying her. Yeah, mine is affected too.
Mm.
I'm trying to make sure I catch up on some of the topic. I think the internet servers keep there. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we don't get past all that. We on the last two comments. I read out other comments.
No, I'm saying I'm trying to read them and catch up. I didn't hear none of it. Yeah. Taylor Gray. Okay. Who on their fourth marriage though?
That's what I was confused about.
Yeah, I'm like, who is on their fourth marriage? I know somebody had six.
We can't see
Six
you.
married. Huh?
At first we couldn't see you. At first I couldn't use your camera had failed.
Oh yeah, I know somebody had six marriages. Or was it five? It was 5 or 6 anyway. So let's look at grace versus accountability, right?
Mm-hmm.
Grace without accountability enables.
Yeah, we read that one.
Accountability without grace punishes.
Mm.
So what this is saying is if if I give you grace, but I don't expect any accountability out of you or you to take accountability for what you've done, I'm an enabler.
Right.
So the stuff that you're doing, I'm basically enabling you to do this stuff to me, to cause this pain to me.
Right.
But on the other hand, if you're accountable for it and I don't give you any grace, that's just like punishment. You're punishing me.
Yep.
Healthy relationships require both grace and accountability. You got to have both.
Yep.
When grace is missing, you have a lot of fear-based communication, right?
Mm-hmm.
When we talk about that people are not communicating in their relationships, it's because one or the other or both are fearful about having the communications because neither one of them or one part is not giving any grace or neither one are giving grace, and so their conversations are generally not their communication is generally not a healthy conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So there is fear-based communication.
Mm-hmm.
Resentment, when there's no grace or grace is missing, there is resentment and emotional shutdown.
Mm-hmm.
Check this out. When grace is missing, the love is transactional.
Mm-hmm.
I love you because you did such and such for me.
Yep.
I love you because you bought me a big ring. You upgraded my ring.
Mm-hmm.
I love you because you just bought me a new big house.
Yep.
I love you because, you just bought me a new Jeep truck. It's transactional.
Don't do too much.
Well, you crazy. And so if my grace or if my love is transactional, that means that there is no grace that's
Mhm.
represented in that relationship.
Yeah.
Grace in romantic relationships is listening instead of reacting.
Hmm.
It's correcting without shaming. Can you correct your mate in a relationship without shaming them, without making them feel lost or dejected or downtrodden?
Hmm.
Or does your correction represent grace?
Hmm.
Is it full of grace?
Right.
Grace in romantic relationships is allowing growth over time. We keep talking about communicating, growth, healing. You have to allow people to grow over time. Now, if you've been in a relationship 30 years
Hmm.
and there has been no growth,
Hmm.
something is seriously wrong in your relationship.
Right.
I can almost positively tell you this. Your relationship is done. It's been done.
Done.
She said, "Ooh, we listening without reacting. This is not always easy, but necessary." Um, transparent moment. Um, I just this just happened just a few weeks ago. There was a situation in my household where we discovered something,
Hmm.
and I was very upset about it, and I immediately started kind of reacting.
Hmm.
And it wasn't like a bad, not like a really bad reacting. It was more so of me showing the hurt, right?
Hmm.
And then Monica said, well, "Baby, just listen, listen."
Hmm.
And when she said what she said, I said, "Okay. Let me dial this hurt back. Let me dial how I'm feeling back, and let me listen. Let me think about how the other person may be feeling, and let me respond accordingly."
Right.
So we have to listen first without reacting so we can try to understand, get clarity. We've been talking about clarity, understanding and asking for clarity, you know, and this goes with this too.
Hmm.
But grace in romantic relationships, you're listening instead of reacting, you're correcting without shaming, and you're allowing growth over time.
Yes, sir.
And so this grace is hard, man.
Hmm.
I ain't finna tell y'all that having grace and allowing grace in a relationship is easy.
I don't know.
Because it's not. It's not.
And I think too, Tony, a lot of times the why it's hard is because a lot of times we don't give ourselves none.
You took the word right out of myself. And I was gonna say one of the reasons grace is so hard is that we don't even allow ourselves grace.
Hmm.
Right?
Hmm.
Everything with us is um everything with us is just maybe reacting, and then we think about it later. and say, "Oh, I probably shouldn't have reacted that way." It's too late now. You already reacted and shot your load.
Yep.
You already stepped on folk toes, hurt folk feelings, all of that, right?
Right.
So even when we talk about allowing grace and what it really means in relationships, we talking about all relationships. We ain't just talking about your marriage, your dating. We talking about friendships, family ships, all of that.
Right.
Marcus said we got to step back sometimes and make sure we're not reacting before getting all of the moving parts, growth. But you should also have grace as it relates to friendships and family.
Trying to get
No, you gotta do it's just a way. This thing that I got it sitting on is not high enough.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I got my phone on the stand and it's just not high enough.
Okay.
I'm trying to prop it up higher, but without tearing something up.
Okay, there you go. I'm gonna leave it alone.
All right. So when you're talking about grace in friendships and in the family dynamic, you have to address issues instead of disappearing. Especially in families, as soon as we don't like our behaving or responding a certain way, we just totally disconnect from them. We disappear. Yep. We don't want to address the issue. We don't want to talk about the elephant in the room. We just disappear.
Yep.
That's when you have family say, "Oh, I ain't talked to my folk in 20 years." What? I haven't had a conversation with my sister or my brother in 25 years. What? Because we didn't want to address the issues. We felt, hey, it's better if we just go on out. You go your way, I go my way.
Yep.
Monica said words can be forgiven, but they can't be unsaid. So we have to break generational cycles. And we break generational cycles by including grace or having some grace, displaying some grace. Because this is what happens. I don't talk to my sisters and brothers. My kids grow up, they don't talk to their siblings. And now I'm over here, I'm upset because my children don't even talk to each other because they didn't fell out. Then they teach that cycle to their children. They have children and they don't talk. And so you got a whole 3 generations of people not speaking to each other.
Right.
Grace will break, having grace will break those generational cycles. Ms. Gwen said, especially in the family dynamic, grace is essential. Stepping back and looking for the why can help us cross the bridge to grace. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Morgan said, unresolved issues. That's a topic, y'all. Real quick, throwing out these topics in the thing. You and Lavelle stop and and send them to him in a text.
You better say something for don't do too much podcast.
And then there's the ending the shame based language. That shame based language that we use against our friends and family. That you ain't gonna never be shit anyway. You just like your daddy. You know. You just like your old drunk granddaddy.
Yeah. Make a note, Bill. Don't worry. You already know how to get on. All right, Tony, we at 45, man.
Yeah, I just want to say we at 45. Let's clock that T with our girl Queen Watkins.
Have to do a half and half here tomorrow. We'll start this and finish and start pick up on the other one, I guess, huh?
Yeah, for sure.
Go.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Y'all know what time it is. Put them phones down, fingers up. It's time to clock that tea with your girl Queen Watkins. I hope y'all are having a but y'all know what time it is. Time to clock that tea. Have y'all seen the story of the fiance that lied about going to her ex-boyfriend gravesite? Why? I don't know. But her man not too happy about it. Let's talk about it. So she ended up telling her man that she was going to her mom's house. She forgot that her man had her location. So he ended up calling and was like, what you doing? He was like, oh, I'm in my mom's. So I'm guessing he was like, I don't know, let me check. So he looked at his location, ended up finding her at a gravesite, having a whole picnic. Baby, she had wine, balloons, all type of stuff. So it was her ex-boyfriend's birthday, right? And so he comes and he's upset and he's just like, you told me you were at your mom's, but you at this man's gravesite. So his biggest thing was like, why lie? That's where I'm at too, because she really didn't say why she was like, what made her lie about it, because I don't see that being something to lie about. You gonna lie if you feel like you're doing something wrong. So I'm guessing she felt like she was wrong for going to this man's gravesite. What type of relationship her ex and her fiance had, not sure. But old boy was mad enough to say, like, when you get home, continue your picnic, but when you get home, I your stuff gonna be packed. Do I think that was a lie? Yeah. Because what do you think she doing? Cheating spiritually? And if she still have feelings for the guy, not sure. But it was his birthday and she just felt like she had to lie to her fiance. Something going on, but at the end of the day, it ain't like he don't see that you got a fiance. I mean, he can't do nothing unless you spiritually having sex with him. I don't think that can happen. But hey, it's so much stuff that you can do nowadays. But come on now. I would be upset because of the lie. Like, why would you even lie about something like that? Simple as it. Like, I don't understand it. But I also don't understand him saying he don't pack all her stuff up because she was at this ex-boyfriend's gravesite. Did she cheat on him maybe with the ex? I don't know, but old boy was upset. Do you hear me? And she was, my issue was instead of her taking accountability for lying, you at your ex gravesite having a whole picnic, instead of you taking accountability that that's what you're doing because you can't get out of it, he even couch. Like, what? Why didn't you remember that he had your location? This must have had to be serious for her. So that might be why he's so serious. I don't know. I know I need a part 2 of the video for real. Because the end of it was him just saying, oh, I'm finna pack your stuff and she in the background. Baby, don't do that. It's not that serious. Whoop the pan. But if it wasn't that serious, why you lie to that man? All right, y'all. That's all the tea that I have today. Make sure y'all tune in to 2 Minutes Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. sharp. And don't forget to stay tuned for your girl, Queen Watkins. Clock that tea. Y'all have a blessed day. Bye.
Man, look.
We couldn't have made that one up, Doc.
That was the prime example.
Yep.
Of
allowing grace.
Of not having no grace and not communicating. Because if she could have communicated to this guy, because that's unresolved hurt.
Mm-hmm.
That's unresolved pain and hurt that she hadn't healed from. Right. And if she had been open and honest and say, hey, before I got in a relationship, I got to tell you now, my baby dad or my ex-boyfriend, whatever, fiance, whatever, was killed and murdered, I still have unresolved feelings for him. You know, it ain't nothing he can do, but I still hurt. I'm still in pain about that. And if she had been honest up front, he could said, okay. If she said, from time to time, I might just need to go to the grave site just because whatever. And because she was sneaking around and doing it, what I tell you, it without grace, it tears up relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Without understanding, without acceptance, you know, it just tears up the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Relationships are broken, and so this is another prime example of, you know, just not communicating, unresolved pain and hurt, and just not giving grace. I mean, pretty much everything we've been talking about this week was in that one scenario.
It was.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
and so we have to. Oh man, like I'm not saying that. Oh, day one you meet somebody, you should be sharing all that. I mean, you might run somebody away, but I think if you start to see the relationship getting serious, that one point you say, I need to have a conversation with you because I feel like our relationship is turning the corner and getting a little serious. So I need to have this conversation with you. I do have some past trauma, some
Froze up again.
and I'm going to need you to show me some grace. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you had froze up. Oh,
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I had to take my phone off the Wi-Fi. It was on the Wi-Fi. So,
Oh.
Yeah. So when you start to think about, you know, what happened in that particular situation, you know, we have a lot of people, and this happens a lot though.
Mm-hmm.
And so if I meet somebody again on day one, I'm not going to say, hey, I got some unresolved trauma, past hurt. That person's gonna be like, pew, I'm out of here.
Mm-hmm.
But as I started to develop a relationship with this person, and I see this relationship is possibly getting serious, then that's when you have that conversation and say, hey, I'm gonna need you to show me a little grace, you know, and understanding. And if that's not something that you can do, I understand. Then I understand that this is not the best timing for this relationship, and maybe we need to revisit this later.
Mm-hmm.
Once I'm done with these unresolved, and see, that's where the disconnect comes in, because we're too shameful or we're too prideful about being transparent. And I know that's harder for men than women. But man, like at this point of stage and juncture, if you got a woman, if you're trying to meet somebody and the woman is not understanding or does not allow for transparency in relationship or vulnerability in relationship, that ain't who you need to be with anyway.
Yeah.
Monica said unresolved issues not being addressed properly. That situation definitely could have been handled better. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I think too that a lot of people just have to realize that, you know, especially when you get of a certain age and you in and out of relationships, or you've been in a relationship before, or whatever the case may be, you know, number one, you don't know what that person has been through, what they done went through in life, and what type of trauma they done went through. Most valuable contents that you buy are something that's valuable. It has a phrase on the front of the box that says fragile, handle with care, meaning that the content on the inside can be broken. And a lot of times it's just in the reverse. The content on the inside is already broken.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So you can't.
And check this out. Even if it's broken, you still need to handle it with care. Because if it's glass, you're not gonna handle glass haphazardly.
Come on, Doc. You gonna end up getting cut.
Hello.
Yeah.
So you still have to handle those contents with care.
Yeah. So I think that's what it is. I think a lot of times folks go into we go and stuff overly expecting stuff out of folks, especially if we just if we just looking at the external like, oh, she fine and she got it going on, or he fine and got it going on. Okay, wait till you dig a little deeper and they be crazy as hell.
Mm-hmm. But again, I think that's why it's important to have these conversations up front about accountability, about past issues, and things that have happened, even family dynamics. You know what I'm saying? Because it might be important for me to know that your mama and daddy or your sisters and brothers, all of them crazy as hell. Because even though you might generationally possess some of that, and our kids might come out crazy. I mean, I just need to know. I need to know. I might decide we don't need to have no children together.
Yeah.
We keep talking, going back and forth about Glorilla and her sister, and we hopped on the family dynamic and the parents, and we keep talking about this stuff. But sometimes, man, people have to have good sense and sit down and say, "Man, you toxic as hell. I'm toxic as hell. We don't need to have no damn kids."
Mm-hmm. It just really come down to what Monica podcast gonna be just in reverse. We be doing too much, and we need to tell y'all ass don't do too much.
Yeah,
y'all be doing too much. Damn.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of it is, man. We haven't accepted or dealt with our own flaws, and we're not openly honest about the flaws and the trauma and the hurt that we have, and then what we did do is we end up carrying that into relationships and then end up hurting somebody else.
Yep. Bleeding on somebody else.
Yeah, it probably could, because your family is something else. So
I wasn't supposed to laugh at that. I retract. I digress. You did that though, but anyway.
No, don't blame it on me. Anyway, get your closing remarks, man, in prayer, bro.
All right, man. We're gonna finish this tomorrow, man. It got good, and we just got a little interruption. We ain't gonna worry about that. We're gonna keep on moving, don't stop. So, man, we're gonna have a good time tomorrow. We see y'all, man. We're gonna have this prayer. Let's pray. Most gracious Eternal God, our Father, Lord God, we thank you for this day. Thank you for this time. Thank you for this opportunity. We ask you to continue to bless all our relationships that we're going through to be better than we were on yesterday. We ask you to touch Tony family, Queen family, my family, and everybody that's associated. God, we ask you to do this in your darling son, Jesus' name. And we said amen.
Amen, man. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Same bad time.
Same bad place.
Too many hats. Let's talk about it.
The Too Many Hats podcast with your hosts with the most, Tony and Lavelle, every morning from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. We also have Queen Watkins with Clock Dead. Tune in with us and have a great time. Let's talk about it right here. Too Many Hats podcast.